outside of all the Wuthering Waves drama, we need to talk about the actual live stream because I think that a lot of people are over exaggerating some things, including myself. I think that I actually like over exaggerated a little bit on how I felt initially with the program. And that's because, maybe I'm tailored to just seeing certain things. But I think that there's a lot of things from this that people took and felt as though they were being like their intelligence was being attacked. And in some cases, yes, I do agree that the rewards specifically are not exactly that great. But I want to talk about the actual live stream itself and go over that. But before we get into that, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Don't forget to check out Gamer Subs. Use code TYSTRA for 10% off. Of course, today's flavor is Mango Meta, a really good original, in my opinion. One of my favorite flavors of all time. So, I got my caffeine. And caffeine free, too. So make sure to drink that. Anyways, let's go ahead and dive into the 2.3 special anniversary live stream, right? So, of course, we're going to talk about all the news first. So, first things first, we got Zani that was announced, and she looks amazing. Her kit seems to be a lot of fun in general. She could switch between, like, certain weapons. Like, obviously, she's gauntlets, but her gauntlets can turn into a greatsword. It could turn into a giant shield. It's insane what she's able to do with these gauntlets. And they even said that she's going to be a main DPS, so I will probably maining Zani. I will be probably maining Zani. That feels like such weird English, right? But she does seem a lot of fun. And that's what I'm most excited for when it comes to her character. Because I love her design. I love her VA. I think she's great. So it's really cool to be able to match everything all together. It seems like it's a 10 across the board team. Then, of course, we have Jacona. We have her as phase 2. And she looks like a lot of fun, too. I was actually pretty shocked with how fun she's going to be as a support character. Looks like she's going to have a lot of buffing power, and she's going to work really well with Gion. More to come on that. So, pretty excited for her. I like Bard characters in general. I play a Bard in D&D. So, always a lot of fun to be able to see Bards coming up. So, first things first, obviously, with the banners, we got the Zani banner and our 4 stars that are going to be on the side are Lumi, Daoki, and Yan Wu, which I'm very excited for because my Yan Wu's not done and my Lumi's not done. So I actually have 2 characters that will actually help me out. How many times am I going to say actually today? Actually, I don't know. And then, of course, one of the big controversies, which we'll talk about a little bit later, we have the 5-person banner or 5-character banner. In regards to the anniversary, we got Jian, Yinlin, Zheji, Zheng Liao, and Phoebe as phase 1. And then we skip over to phase 2, and we have, obviously, Shakona with Donjin, Yang Yang, and Mortifi. I was so tired, I couldn't even remember Donjin's name during the live stream. I was just so done with the day. But yeah. And then their 5-person or 5-character banner, which is going to be Jinchi, Changli, Carlotta, which I forgot her name, too, for some reason, Roshia, and Brant. So pretty good banners overall, and I like I said, I will talk about that a little bit later once we get through everything. But they did also announce a Cyberpunk Edge Runners collab coming in 2026, which is pretty pog. I have not watched Cyberpunk Edge Runners, so now I have to because I really want to see what all the big fuss is about. Because people still talk about that anime today, which is pretty insane to me. So I'm pretty excited to check that out. Swimsuits! That's what we're getting as well with version 2.4. We're getting swimsuits for the summer for Changli and Carlotta. I was not expecting this, but I'm very, very happy. We can... Oh, wait. It's not going to give me a little closer look. I could probably just right-click it and do open image, but we'll keep it like this. I think they look great so far. A lot of people think they're great so far, and it's two hot characters. Like, let's just be honest. Both of these characters are extremely hot. My pick, obviously, is Chang Li because, I like the whole, older woman thing. But Carlotta is hot, too. Let's just say that. We got top-up bonuses coming back. Yippee for people who spend money like myself, I guess. But it's not really that big a deal, guys. It's just whatever. We got new Phantom Echoes. We got the Phantom Crownless. We got Phantom Nightmare Crownless. We got Phantom Nimbus Wraith. And, of course, the Phantom Chest Mimic. I'm actually excited for all these because I like the Chest Mimic character. I always loved Mimics. I think that Mimics are very, very fun characters. They make me annoyed at times because, not the ones in Wuthering Ways, but in general, right? They make me annoyed because of just opening them. I get way too excited in D&D and all that other stuff. We got the Nimbus Wraith, which the Nimbus Wraith is a really funny character in general. Like, you don't have to kill them, and you just have to get them low health, and then they disappear. So that's always fun. And then Crownless is such a cool-looking character. The fact that we're getting Phantom Crownless and Nightmare Crownless is insane. New companion story, obviously, for Zani, which I'm all excited for. I'm going to be all up in Zani, man. I'm telling you right now. I don't care. She's my new wife, man. She is. Login bonuses. This is the start of all the events that are going on right now. Or not right now, but for 2.3. We're going to be getting 5 Radiant of the... Or 5 of the Radiants, 5 of the regulars, right? And then we got another login bonus near the second half, where we're going to be getting 300 Asterite, and then everything else is just kind of extra. We did get these modifiers, which we will probably talk about a little bit later, but basically it's going to modify the main stat of your echoes, which I think is cool. It's not as great as I initially thought, but, you know, still, grinding is going to get a little bit easier. Upcoming events, we got a bunch of events coming with a lot of Asterite. It doesn't say how much, but we do have a lot of Asterite in the works. Some of the side stuff, we do get brand new wings from this event right here for the Anniversary Leisure event. And that's where we also get the Phantom Echo and 10 extra of the Radiant summons, right? We also got more Asterite. Here's where we get the Phantom Crownless. And then Lalo's coming back as well. There's an exploration event. So many different things. And then we have this login as well, where we get 10 more of the actual stuff. And then the little profile picture. And, of course, we get this event, which actually you could go back and get all the old stuff that you couldn't get before. So if you didn't get this weapon or the weapon skins right here, you didn't get the Phantom Echoes for Lorelei, you know, Inferno Rider or Crownless. Basically, you just get a bunch of stuff. So new players are going to enjoy that really, really well. So can't really give them crap for that. New tactical holograms. We got Fleur-de-Lis and Lorelei. So I need to catch up still on all those. And then, of course, we get to see this brand new glider, which is pretty cool. I think that it's now... Not now, but I think it's a good thing in general that we're getting glider skins, right? So, very excited for all the news coming from this whole live stream. There was a lot of good stuff. Now, I want to address a few things. Of course, we know that the rewards could have been a lot better. I don't think anybody can deny that. I think these rewards in general is kind of bonkers to say that it's an anniversary. Again, I don't think anybody can truly argue that these are great. They are better than Genshin's. Like, let's just be honest. Genshin's first anniversary was terrible. But I don't think that these rewards are, like, the most amazing. And I've been hearing it a lot from other creators as well. So for me, like, it really made me feel better knowing that during my live stream, I was like, I feel like something's missing. Like, something just feels missing. And it was really, like, just getting a bunch of really good rewards. Like, overall, these are good. Like, we're getting, like, what, 37 free, and then returning players are getting a lot, which is good for them. Like, you know, it's great to be a returning player, I guess. But I do feel like they could have done something. Now, a lot of people might argue it, but I think that it should have at least been the 5-star character selector for like one of the like baseline 5 stars, right? So like the Ling Yangs or the Encores, stuff like that. And people might be like, well, that doesn't really give us anything. But at the same time, you know, it's not about entirely like the fact if we can use them or not. It's the thought, right? You could have stepped that up, and I heard it from I think it was either Tectone or Genizad. I can't remember, but you could have added like Jian and Yinlin maybe, but at the same time, like they're already in the banners, right? So to me, they could have done something. They could have done something with 5 stars to give us a free 5-star, but at the end of the day, they did not. So maybe a little bit extra of the summons to like kind of be nicer to your veteran players would have been nice, but in the end, you know, we didn't get any of that. And now I really want to talk about this because this whole 5 character banner thing, people have been irritating me about this. I want to be realistic with y'all. So people are getting mad about these multi-character banners, right? And I can understand it to a degree, but here's my main thing. People have been getting mad because they're like, oh, there's 12 characters to summon for this patch? Man, I'm going to be wasting so much money. Kuro is so stingy. Here's the thing. You could argue, and I would agree, that you could make these character banners, these banners specifically, like 100% guaranteed instead of a 50-50, which I do think should have happened, right? I'm not arguing that point. But no one is telling you to summon for all 12 characters. Why would you do that in the first place? That is such a stupid take to summon for all 12. And that really just goes to show you have a problem. Go touch grass. Like, granted, I have all these characters except for Jian. But if I didn't have all these characters, right, myself, I would not summon for every single character in this update. That's very dumb. Especially since, right, let's take this for example. Like Zani. Zani is a Spectro character that deals with activating Spectrofrazzle, right? You have Phoebe who does Spectrofrazzle, right? And then you have Jinsei on the other banner, right? I would only summon for Zani. And yeah, you could say like, oh, but what about Phoebe? You could summon for Phoebe. Yeah, you could. But you don't really need Phoebe. You don't. Zani is fantastic. That's all I can say about that. Like, okay, so let's talk about it like this. You know, Jacona is coming in the second part of the banner, right? You have Jian, who's a great partner for Jacona, and could be a great benefit, right? But you don't need Jian. You have Arrow Rover, who is still really good, mind you, and is being used consistently as a DPS character. So you could use Jacona for that, right? Just this argument of, oh, now I have to summon for all the characters on this banner. You're insane. You're actually insane if you think like this. And you need help. So that's my take on it. Do I think that it should have been 100% guaranteed that you pull the character? 1,000%. 1,000%. I don't think anybody can argue against that. However, do not summon on every character for this update. That's just insane. And really, that's going to be everything for today. There's a lot of good stuff coming from this update, so I hope that everybody gives it a chance. My overall thoughts is that everything else was good except for the rewards, right? And like I said, the 100% on the character banners, right? That would have been cool, 100% guaranteed. However, I think that overall the banners are okay. The update looks pretty dang good, and the future of Wuthering Waves still looks very bright. We also got a whole bunch of stuff that happened as well. I know that they opened their discussion threads to get ideas from the community. And I'm pretty sure that the community just overstimulated them because they shut it down a little bit afterwards. Who knows what's going to happen with that? And then also we found out that creators were like doing all this crazy stuff. It's a lot of drama, but I do think the future of Wuthering Waves still looks very bright. I know that people are going to be like, oh, he's coping. I'm not coping. It's just honestly, like, this update looks fantastic still. So like, comment, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And don't forget to hit that notification bell to be notified of when the next Wuthering Waves video comes out. And of course, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Anyways, that's going to be it, y'all. Love you to death. And as always, we'll catch you in that next video. Please take care and be safe.